Good morning, everybody. My name is Maurice Button. I'm the CEO of City and Financial Global, and I'd like to welcome you to the latest in our series of speaker interviews. So it's my pleasure to have with me today Cristina Gilwhite, who's the Chief Operational Officer at the Global Reporting Initiative, otherwise known as GRI. And Cristina is going to be speaking at our upcoming conference. It's the third annual Sustainability Reporting Summit, which is being held in London on the 31st of January. Welcome, Cristina.
Thank you, Maurice. I'm very excited to participate at your event.
Look forward to having you there. Turning to our first question, we seem to be moving from a fragmented system of multiple reporting standards to a more coherent model, featuring principally the GRI standards, the two ISSB sustainability reporting standards, and the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, the ESRS. Could you first of all just tell us how your standards align with the ISSB standards?
Well, very good question. And as you know, GRI has existed for over 26 years, and we were probably the first to come in sustainability reporting, and we welcome very much the efforts of IFRS Foundation and also the European Union to bring new standards, and in the case of Europe, to mandate sustainability reporting. There has been close collaboration with both organizations for a while now. For instance, GRI and the IFRS Foundation signed an MOU back in March 2022, basically committing both organizations to collaborate and to coordinate programs and standard setting activities in order exactly to do what you said, to have a more comprehensive way of reporting. As you know, the GRI standards have been developed, and for many years we keep on updating them. And as we work and we create new standards, we're always trying to align both with ISSB and EFRAG. And as our mission clearly states, we are always looking for transparency on how organizations have impacts on people and planet. When you look at the focus of the ISSB, they are doing a very important job of supporting efficient and resilient capital markets. If you take both sets of standards together, then you have a complete picture on sustainability impacts and performance. When you look at ESRS, which are the standards of EFRAG, they're very much like GRI in terms of impact, and then they have this vision of outside in impacts as well as ISSB. So they have both sets of reporting visions. And when you look at the impact standards, they have been developed very closely with GRI, and there's a very high degree of interoperability between the GRI standards and the ESRS standards.
So do you, that's very helpful, thanks for that explanation. So do you see the three sets of standards as complementary? Are they therefore addressing sort of slightly different audiences? And are they sort of complementary tools for investors and others, you know, that you need to look at all three standards, or at least yours and one of the others, to get a complete picture of a company's reporting on their sustainability?
For sure. So they're certainly complementary. When you look at our standards, they're trying to address the needs and the information needs of all sorts of stakeholders, right? Society at large, governments, investors for sure, clients downstream, you know, suppliers upstream, and so forth. When you look at the vision of financial or sustainability related financial disclosures that started with TCFD and SASB and now with IFRS Foundation, it is definitely complementary. And as you know, S1 of the ISSB refers specifically to GRI as an input, right? To be able to disclose this information. So for sure, they're complementary. They are a full package. And when we're looking at organizations outside of Europe, it's very good practice to use both GRI and ISSB. And when you're thinking of Europe, for instance, EFRAG has both the sustainability-related financial disclosure optic, as well as the impacts on the world vision that GRI has brought to the table for many years. And when reporters, the new companies that will start reporting with ESRS, as well as the companies that have been reporting for many years, have been emitting sustainability reports and using GRI, they're very well prepared to report on ESRS, right? There's a very high degree of interoperability. EFRAG is taking as valid using the GRI methodology for the impact side of reporting. And we are considering that anybody who uses ESRS is considered to be reporting in reference to GRI. So the level of interoperability is very high. We have produced an index to show how these two sets of standards match together. So I always say that it's like starting, if you're already using GRI, it's like starting a marathon halfway or three-quarters, right, to be able to be compliant with ESRS. And it's not exactly, that way, but I think it's a good analogy to feel comfortable that you're already well prepared, that if companies are already harnessing that data, understanding their impacts, they're very well prepared to report under the European Union requirements. And when you think also that ESRS requires you to report on material impacts that you have identified, even if the ESRS standard does not exist yet, then GRI is the option to use, right? You go, even if you're foregoing the GRI standards, so you're going directly to the ESRS standards, but you have a material impact that you that is not currently in their sets of standards, then the logical choice for those companies is to actually go and use standard to report on that material impact.
Okay, very helpful. And in terms of scope 3 emissions, broadly speaking, supply chain, is there a joined up degree of complementarity on that?
Yes, and we're continuously having discussions with both organizations. Our technical expert groups are continuously meeting, aligning, adjusting methods so that we make the reporting burden the lesser possible for companies. At the same time, we have to be cognizant that there has to be an effort in reporting, right? It will never be completely easy and painless, because it is an effort, right, to disclose it, to be transparent. Yet we're trying to do this in a way that is as smooth as possible, as streamlined as possible, and that we make sure there's no redundant, unnecessary efforts by different organizations that choose to be transparent or that are required to produce a sustainability report.
Okay, well, and the final question, I'm looking to the future. We come from a position now where there have been all sorts of different standards, and now there's some amalgamation and a streamlining. Looking to the future, do you think that there will always be these three sets of standards, principal sets of standards, or do you think ultimately that there's going to be a sort of single unified approach at some point in the future?
Maurice, I'm not very good at predicting the future. What I can tell you is we're setting the stage for the highest level of collaboration, the highest level of building the capacities and the systems so that we make sustainability reporting something that is more mainstreamed. For instance, we launched the Sustainability Innovation Lab recently in November, joint with ISSB, and the whole idea is to build the capacities to include the value chain and to make the burden of reporting lesser for all those who choose to report. So I think whether there's 5 sets of standards, 10 sets of standards, or just one organization, we have to make sure that we make it in such a way that it's easy to comply, or easier to comply, and that information can be interpreted in good ways, where taxonomy is speaking the same language, and information can be interpreted by all those stakeholders that are looking for sustainability information. Both sustainability information, when we're talking about GRI and those over 14,000 companies today that are reporting with GRI, and a larger number now with the new European mandate, that we're able to interpret those impacts organizations are having in the world, but also how different sustainability elements are having an impact on a company's bottom line, which is what ISSB and now EFRAG are bringing to the table.
Fantastic. Well, Cristina, we've run out of time. It just remains to be said that we very much hope that our viewers will be able to join us to hear more about these issues and the broader issues around sustainability reporting at the conference, the 3rd Annual Sustainability Reporting Summit, which is being held in London on the 31st of January. More information available at the City and Financial Global website. Cristina, thank you so much for sharing those insights.
Thank you, Maurice.